Alright, Shalom. We're the Hebrew Israelites who come out here week in, week out to prophesy the downfall of this kingdom through the grace and mercy of our Lord Yahweh Yahushua. Right? You know, I'd like to start off by saying double honor to the elders as always. Honor to you brothers that be pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. Right? It's a nice, beautiful day out here today. You know, a little wind gonna come out, you know, as smooth and as beautiful as this day is, right? So, you know, we're going to get straight into it. The first precept I'm going to go to is Matthew, the 10th chapter and the 34th verse. Alright, this is Matthew 10:34. It said, think not that I am come to send peace on the earth. Right? So that's the Lord speaking. The Lord basically saying he didn't come to spend peace on the earth. Right? He said, I am come not to send peace, but a sword. Right? So in essence, when the Lord came about on the scene, right, whom the world calls Jesus, came about on the scene, he basically wasn't here for the salvation of all man like this world leads you to believe, right? The salvation of all man is basically a philosophy conjured up by the so-called white man who is Esau in accordance to the scriptures, right? Basically to try and get this the whole Babylonian doctrine up to scratch, because Nimrod, the Most High didn't put it that Nimrod fulfills that achievement that he wanted to fulfill. What was the achievement he wanted to fulfill? He wanted everyone to get together and basically conspire against the Most High, right? And that's when the Most High put it in their spirit to have the different languages, and that there was division then. So if there was division then, right, in the time of Nimrod, how much more so is it going to be more division right now? That's why the Lord said he didn't come to send peace on the earth. Right, he came to send. He basically came to destroy. Right, but when he was on the scene back then, it wasn't time for him to destroy. It was time for him to put the ball in motion, so that the people of Israel started to come back to destroy. Right, now, this is Amos, the 9th chapter and the 8th verse. It's Amos 9 and 8. It says, behold, the eyes of the Lord power are upon the sinful kingdom. Right? So the eyes of the Most High, which is those angels, are upon the sinful kingdom. Right? What's the sinful kingdom? The sinful kingdom is basically America, but then, as we know right now, the whole world is under the vibration of America, right? So if certain things come out, hey, you look at it on a point in the sense of technology. If a piece of technology come out in America, it gets perpetuated throughout the four corners of the earth. And if a particular philosophy gets conjured up in America, it gets perpetuated throughout the four corners of the earth. That's why the Most High said, you know, basically he's giving Babylon that golden cup and she's poured it out to the four corners of the earth, right? What's that cup? That cup is those philosophies. That's that wine, right? Now the Most High is saying his eyes is upon the simple kingdom, so his eyes is upon this simple kingdom, right? And that goes hand in hand with Matthew the 10th and 34th chapter, when he's saying basically, I didn't come to send peace on this earth. Peace on this earth. I came to bring a sword, right? Because what's a sword for? A sword is an instrument of judgment. A judgment of what? Of the sinful kingdom. Right? Because the wages of sin is death in accordance to the scriptures. So the Most High basically was saying, when the Lord came on the scene, he was basically saying, I'm coming to bring judgment upon this. I ain't coming for peace. I ain't coming for, you know, all different walks of life to come together in peace and harmony. That's not what the Lord is about. The Most High said, in Romans the 9th chapter and around about halfway of that particular chapter, that that there is an Israel of Israel. That means to say there's an elect of an elect. He said in Deuteronomy the 7th chapter and the 6th verse that he's chosen Israel to be a holy people unto himself, a people above all people. Right? That's a separatist statement right there. That means to say the Most High is only dealing with one nation of people, which is the house of Israel, which is you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and all the Israel scattered out throughout the four corners of the earth. Right? Basically, you basically gotta wake up out of the simplicity that you're in. You're not a Negro. You're not a Hispanic. You're not a Latino, right? You're not an Italian, because most of you Italians are so-called. You come. Your stem goes back to the Moors. The Moors is a word literally meaning black. So when the blacks were in power during the 1400s and prior to that, and that's why it's known as the Dark Ages too, and that's why they called it the Black Death, because that's when the Most High put it in the spirit of this man, basically to start coming back into power. All right. Around about the 1400s, we had all kind of black empires throughout Europe. Right? We're the ones that basically brought civilization into those places, because prior to those kingdoms, there was no civilization in those places. Right? And that's why, like I said before, that's why they call it the Dark Ages, because it was the ages of the dark, and that's why they also called them the men that rode on the horses knights. Right? Because this man has never pertained himself, like YT Politics said about a couple of years ago, this man has never associated himself with anything to do with darkness. It's always something white in itself, right? Illuminate and so on and so forth. He associates himself with light and quote unquote purity, with which he is not. Because the Most High set this man up to be the left-hand side of the court, the left-hand side of his hand. To be on the left-hand side, to work with the left-hand side, and we're supposed to be the right-hand side, right? So it's really high time for you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans to realize you're the people on the Most High, right? That's why you got swagger in your step, because you get a flavor on the earth. The Most High said Israel's like the salt of the earth, right? We bring the flavor to everything. We bring a flavor to everything that we do. Haven't you ever noticed a Negro is always like a step ahead of everyone else? He's always the one that comes about into whatever realm of understanding or philosophy it is, whether it be sports or mathematics. He's always we're always the ones that come into the vicinity or infrastructure or whatever it is, right? Understand the system, right? And be the pioneers of that. For instance, you had your Michael Jacksons, your Michael Jordans, so on and so forth. We ain't just singing, dancing, and playing sport. Look, the Most High said basically the people that he's gonna come out and pick out as the elect. Those were the same people back in the beginning that created the elements themselves. I bring that out every week, right? If you understand reincarnation and how this, how certain things have come to play, right? This is back in Amos 9 and 8. It says, "Behold, the eyes of the Lord power upon the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth." Right? So the Most High said He's going to destroy the sinful kingdom from the face of the earth. Right? It says, "Saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob." Like I said, who's the house of Jacob, right? Which is you Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, and all the Israel dispersed throughout the four corners of the earth. If you got a zeal for this truth and you got a zeal for this understanding, you're probably a child of the Most High, right? It says, right, notwithstanding, I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, saith the Lord. Right? And this is the ninth verse. It says, "For lo, I will command and I will sift the house of Israel from among all nations." Right? Like I was said, Israel was dispersed throughout the four corners of the earth. Right? That was one of the curses that came upon us for going off on the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. Right? That we was going to be dispersed throughout the four corners of the earth, basically bearing different names. So you're going to have so-called Negroes that would have been in Europe, that would have slept with them European women, and their great-grandchildren, if they were disparate. See, if I have a son, and me, if I'm naturally predisposed to liking, I don't know, more black women, right? So my son might have that same tendency. He's gonna have that. He's gonna be predisposed to liking more black women, right? So that means to say my great-grandchild is gonna look like a Moabite, but that don't mean he's a Moabite. He's an Israelite, right? But then the Most High set it up that because there's great power in numbers, so he basically had to break down the whole structure of how Israel was set up in those days, where we was just in one place, right, with our own people. Right, and he broke that down, right, and he said, different people were in different places, right. But right now, the majority of the house of Israel is in a so-called New World, right, which is in America and the islands right about it, right. Judah being the tribe of Judah being the Negroes, right, and you got the other tribes surrounded around about that, right. says, for lo, I will command and I will sift the house of Israel from among all nations. Right? So the Most High is going to sift out all the people of Israel from among all the nations. Right? So you're going to have certain Israelites that are going to look like Moabites, Edomites, and so on and so forth. The Most High is going to sift them out like corn is sifted. All right? It says, like as corn is sifted in a sieve, yet shall not the least grain fall upon the earth. Right? And all the sinners of my people shall die by the sword. Like I said, there's that sword again, right back to the same point we started, which goes to show you that these scriptures these scriptures go by precept by precept. Right? So if he said he's coming to bring a sword upon the earth, why is he bringing a sword? Because of the sinful kingdom. Right? Because sin is being perpetuated. Right? So therefore judgment has to be carried out. Why? Because the wages of sin is death. Right? But the Most High said also that once he destroys the wicked kingdom of the earth, he's going to save Jacob. But most of the night, he's going to destroy the people of his own. He's going to destroy some of his own people. Why? Because some of his own people are as wicked as a whole hell. Right? He says, all the sinners of my people shall die by the sword, which say, the evil shall not overtake, nor prevent us. Right? It says, in that day will I raise up the tabernacles of David, which is fallen. Right? And you see basically the tabernacles of David, which is the house of David, right? Which is basically GMS. You know, that's basically the house of David rising up again. Right? Although we might be dispersed throughout the four corners, you got the main, you know, this is basically the house of David. Right? Starting from elder to Tahar on down, and you know, the elders that were before them. Alright? It says, and I'll close up the breaches thereof, and I'll raise up his ruins, and I will build it up as in the days of old. Right? So the Most High is basically building us up as in the days of old. Right? It says that they may possess the remnant of Edom and all of the heathen. Right? So the Most High is basically raising the house of Israel up. Right? Like in the days of old. But most of the night, he's raising us up, and we're going to possess the heathen. We were the heathen, every other nation, except for the house of Israel. So every other nation, except for your Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, which is all one house, the house of Israel, right? All the other nations, the Moabites, the Edomites, the Hamites, right, and so on and so forth. All the other 17 nations that constitutes the remaining number of the people on the earth, they're all going to be a possession unto the house of Israel in that day. Right? Let me just jump to a precept on that. This is Daniel 2:44. Right, this is Daniel 2:44, and it says, in these days, in the days of these kings shall the Most High of heaven set up a kingdom. Right? What's that kingdom? That's the kingdom of heaven. Right? What does the word heaven mean? It comes from the Hebrew word Shemayah. Right, meaning waters, right? So you got your heaven as in the skies, and you got the heavens beyond that, which is, you know, the spiritual one. But more so than that, you got heaven as in the two states of being that you're in on this earth. So you're either in a state of hell or a state of heaven, right? This is this man's heaven. Why? Because he can do whatever he wants to whoever he wants. This is his heaven. When our high place is set up, right, we're going to have these people as a possession, right? We're going to do what we want to do, right? But most of the now, the Most High is going to put it in our spirit that we fulfill his laws, statutes, and commandments. So therefore, we get the blessings of the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High, which is that new covenant. And he only made that new covenant with the house of Israel, which is what I'm going to jump to in the next point, right? It says, in the days of these kings shall the Most High of heaven set up a kingdom, right, which shall never be destroyed. So that kingdom ain't ever going to be destroyed. Right? And that's a beautiful thing, because we come out here week in and week out telling you hard-headed Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans to get right. Right? Why? So you can inherit that kingdom that's never going to be destroyed. That possession that you can never take away. Right? That's why the scripture says, set your eyes upon the things that are to come. So like, right? What are those things that come to basically set up your riches up in heaven, where neither moth or no rust doth corrupt them, right? Why? Because when we get into our kingdom, when we get into our own realm of being, we ain't gonna worry about stuff basically decaying or that's for lack of a better word, but basically coming to ruins. We ain't gonna worry about paying rent and all of that kind of madness, man. It's the kingdom of the Most High. It's the kingdom of Esau. It's the kingdom for you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans who've been in slavery for the last, basically since the nation. We've basically been a nation who've been in a constant state of being in enslavement. We've only ever had a good 40 years of peace, right? So this is what we, that's why the scripture says you gotta set your eyes upon the things up in heaven. Right? All the riches of this earth basically could come to naught. Right? But the riches of the Most High, the kingdom itself is never going to be destroyed. Right? And he said, it shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms. Right? And it shall stand forever. Right? And now this is back in Amos, the 9th and the 12th, and it says, that they may possess the remnant of Edom, for all the heathens which are called by my name, saith the Lord, that doeth this. Right? And now let me jump to Hebrews, the 8th chapter and the 8th verse. Right, this is right, this is Hebrews, the 8th chapter, and it said about the 8th verse. It says, for finding fault with them, he said, behold, the days come, which saith the Most High, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel. Right? Like I say all the time, who's the house of Israel? Which Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, and all the Israel scattered out throughout the four corners of the earth. Right? It says, he's going to make a new covenant with you. Right? Right? Because when you understand what a covenant is not like it's a certain agreement. Basically, let me just get into it. A covenant is an agreement whereby if you don't even if you don't uphold your side of the deal, the person that made the covenant with you still upholds that side of the deal. Right? And that's what the Most High did. He upheld his side of the deal. So basically, when that covenant was made, we went off on that covenant. Basically, we didn't go with that what we were supposed to do. But the Most High kept his side up. Right? What was his side? His side was that if we didn't follow his laws, statutes, commandments, that we was going to go into slavery underneath these heathens. Right? Which is what we see today. Right? It says, right? I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. Right? Not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the days when I took them by the hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt, because they continued not in my covenant, and they regarded them not, saith the Lord. Right? Not according to the old covenant, where we had the laws, statutes, and commandments on paper. Right? It says, for this covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith the Lord, I will put my laws into their minds. Right? I will write them in their hearts, and I will be to them a power, and they shall be to me a people. Right? So he's basically gonna program us from the time we're born. First and foremost, the man that the Most High picks to be the elect. Right? Let me do a bit of jumping again. This is Romans. This is Romans, and we're going to start up at the 7th verse, right? Now, this is just to make the point that there's certain ones of the house of Israel that are going to be born with the laws, right? But the Most High said, right, at the instant, right, they're going to be changed. How are they going to be changed? They're going to be changed from these physical bodies, these corrupt bodies, right? This corrupt creature into those celestial bodies. Those celestial bodies are going to come with those pre-programmed with those laws, statutes, and commandments, right? Now this is kind of going off on a different topic, but this is pertaining to those men that's going to be changed at an instant, and they're going to have received those celestial bodies at an instant. right? It says, neither because they are the seed of Abraham are they all children, but in Isaac shall thou seed be called. That is, they which are the children of the flesh, these are not the children of the Most High, but the children of the Most High are counted for promise. For this is the word of the promise. At this time will I come, and Sarah shall have a son. And not only this, but Rebekah also conceived by one, even by our father Isaac. For the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of the Most High, according to election, might stand, right? Not of works, but of him that calleth, right? And it was said unto her that the children shall serve, that the elder shall serve the younger, right? And as it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated, right? So, and it says, what shall we say then? Is there a righteousness with the Most High? Right? God forbid. For he saith to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy on, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion on. Right? So that's basically going to show you the people that are going to be changed at an instant, those ones that are going to be the first fruits, right, of the salvation, right? Those are the ones the Most High is going to pick them out from you know, I pray for you, how are you, how shall I be part of that, right? But those are the ones that the Most High is going to pick out, and he's already picked out from the beginnings of times, right? Because the Most High has got an election, right? He said he's going to have compassion on whom he's going to have compassion on, right? But we read in Amos the 9th chapter and the 9th chapter that all Israel's going to make it, right? It seems like two contradictory statements until we understand that those people are going to come back as newborn babies. It's going to be reincarnated as newborn babies, right? That goes to show you that you gotta get into this word. You gotta get into the understanding, right? Right. For instance, the Lord was known as the Son of David. That means to say the Lord was King Solomon, right? But that makes sense because Mosiah also said there's nothing new underneath the sun, right? That means to say the same thing that was happening back in the times of old, right? Is the same thing that's happening now. The Lord also said that to know what's basically happening in the future, all you gotta do is study the past. Roughly paraphrasing, right? So, for instance, you got America right now. America is likened unto Rome, right? What happened in Rome? You had all manner of distractions, which is your gladiators and so on and so forth, which is your NBAs and your NFLs and so on and so forth, right? Keeping the masses of the people distracted, right? Keeping them away from what's really happening, which is that this kingdom is really about to be destroyed. And we can see that because you got hyperinflation and so on and so forth, right? And this is back in Hebrews, the 8th chapter, and in the 11th verse, and it says, they shall not teach every man his neighbor, and every man his brother, saying, know the Lord, for all shall know me, least to the greatest. So everyone in the kingdom of the Most High is going to know the Lord. Right? And it's saying, and it says, say, know the Lord, this is 12th verse, and it says, for I will be merciful to their unrighteousness and their sins, and their iniquities will I remember no more. In that he saith, a new covenant he made with them, with the a new covenant he hath made the first old. Now that which decayed, waxed old, is ready to vanish away. So even in the so-called new covenant, man, the Most High is only dealing with the house of Israel, right? He's only dealing with one people, right? From the beginning of the Bible, the Most High said He doesn't change, right? So that ye sons of Jacob are not destroyed, right? So that means to say, man, if he said Israel was going to be a people above all people, Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, like I said, man, the people of Israel is going to be a people above all people from the beginning of the scriptures right up until the end of the scriptures, right? Like it says in Revelations, he's only 144,000 and the 1/3 is going to make it out of the house of Israel. Everyone else is going to be destroyed or going to be the first fruits of slavery, right? He said to him that overcometh, right, out of the house of Israel, to him will he give to him will he give power over the nations. Right? Now this is back in Amos the 9th Right, this is Amos 9 and 12. He says, right, that they may possess the remnant of Edom, right? And notice Edom came first, right? So like it says, like it says in Romans the 9th chapter, right? Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. That's why the Most High put Edom first, right? Because those are the people that have us in slavery right now, right? So the Most High, when he flips the table right back the way it should be, right? Those are the people who are going to be in that hardcore slavery. Everyone else is going to be in hardcore slavery, right? But they're going to really catch hell in that day, right? That's why the scripture says, reward her, double as she given unto you, right? Right. It says, which are called by my name, saith the Lord, that I do this. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that the plowman shall overtake the reaper, and the treaders of the grape, him that soweth the seed. And the mountains shall drop sweet wine, and all the hills shall melt. And I'll bring again the captivity of my people, that they shall build the waste cities and inhabit them. Right? So the Most High is going to send us, right? Basically, that land of Israel, because it's being defiled right now, is going to have to be destroyed, right? And then once that land's been destroyed, the Most High is going to put it in our spirit, of which we ain't going to be picking up no bricks in that day, man. The Most High said, you know, he's going to give us power over these heathens. Power to do what? To build our kingdom up, right? We're a royal people, and the Most High just raises up the power of old power, has just raised us up. You think we're going to be picking up a finger in that day, man? No, we're going to get you. We're going to get you people to basically build our kingdom up. We're going to get you heathens to build our kingdom up, just like we built this kingdom up, right? Just like the tribe of Benjamin built up London in 1934 and so on and so forth. Just like the Negroes built the kingdom up in America, we're gonna flip the tables right over. We're gonna make sure that kingdom is gonna be spick and span, man. Right? Just like you had us as servants and handmaids, that's exactly how we're gonna have you. Right? It says, I'll bring again the captivity of my people, O Israel, and they shall build the waste and inhabit them. And they shall plant vineyards and drink wine thereof. And they shall also make gardens and eat the fruit of them. Right? And I will plant them upon their land, and they shall no more be pulled out of their land, which I have given them. Right? Saith the Lord power. Right? And that goes to show you the scriptures, like I've been saying, the scriptures go hand in hand. Right? Now this is Isaiah, the 28th chapter and the 9th verse. Right? Just proving that point. It says, right, it's Isaiah 28 and 9. It says, whom shall he teach knowledge, and whom shall he make to understand the doctrine? Right? It's the doctrine, which is these scriptures. Who is he going to put that spirit on to understand these scriptures? Right? And it says, them that are weaned from milk and drawn from the breast. Right? You gotta humble yourself like a child. When that's how the elders, right? And some of the elder brothers are able to decipher who's going to understand the scriptures way before we even see you. Because the people that understand these scriptures and the people that are potentially part of the elect, they always come in a humble spirit. They always come, like a child is humble. Right? And so we know through the scriptures, those are the people that are humble like a child, those are the ones that are going to understand these scriptures. Right? It says, for precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept, right? That's why we always flashing from the back and flashing to the front, and so on and so forth, right? And you basically see it's saying exactly the same thing. I mean, we're in the spirit, so some of the times we don't even see it sometimes how deep these scriptures link up right up until the point we read it out and see, wait, hold on a minute. This precept I just pulled out here, although I was trying to make the link over here at the top of the verse, at the bottom of the verse, it links even better than, with this precept, better than I was intending it to. Because it's all a spiritual thing, man. This is not a program. This ain't no pseudo black thing where we're trying to get all black people together and so on and so forth. This is a spiritual thing, right? That's why it says, That's why the scripture says them that are drawn from the milk, because that's a spiritual thing to be humble in the presence of these scriptures, right? All of these people upon this earth that catch themselves saying they know the scriptures, though holy as hell. And you know who the main people are like that? It's these black women, man. Those are the most proudful people on the face of this planet. Why? Because they got that really it goes back into prophecy, because the Most High basically set it up that the man of Israel was going to be against his wife, right? Because we went on from the Lord's statutes and commandments of the Most High, right? And then basically put it in this man's spirit to basically destroy the household, the so-called Negro household, right? But the Most High is going to put that all back together in the kingdom anyway, so it ain't going to be nothing to worry about. You do, you know, you just do how you can do, right? And the Most High is going to set you up all right when we get into our own, you know, into our own establishment, right? It says, for precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line, here a little and there a little, right? So we're going to be here a little, reading from this verse, and we're going to be touching on this verse a little, right? So that the point is brought on home that the Most High is going to destroy this planet, right? Not this planet, so like, because you know the foundations of the earth stand for sure. He's going to destroy this sinful kingdom, like it says in Amos the 9th chapter, right? Now this is Isaiah the 14th chapter. It says, "For lo, I will have mercy on Jacob, and I will yet choose Israel." Now this I'm gonna jump to, like I said, man, here a little and there a little, right? This is Deuteronomy 7th and the 6th. Man, we're just going over the spirit today. Ain't no topic or anything. I was gonna bring out a topic. I might still bring it out at the end, but you know, we're just gonna go over the spirit, man. All right. Says, this is Deuteronomy 7 and 6. It says, "For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy power." Right? What does holy mean? Holy basically means separate. We're a separate people unto the Lord. Right? That's why it says in Isaiah. This is Isaiah. If I can find it. Wonder. Alright. C42. Anyways, right? Basically, the scripture, where you know, it basically says in Isaiah that the nations are as a drop of a bucket unto the Most High, right? He counted the isles of them as but a little thing. They ain't nothing, man. These different nations ain't nothing to the Most High. That's why he said the nation of Israel, right, is a holy people unto himself, a separate people unto himself, right? That's why he surnamed us by his own name. That's why he called us, he the Prince of the Power, Yasharallah, Israel, right? Back in Deuteronomy 7 and 6, it says, "For thou art a holy people unto thy Lord thy power. The Lord thy power hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself." Right? And it says, "Above all the people upon the face of the earth." Now, when did it ever? When was the point in time where this when equality, the Most High established equality between Israel and all the people upon the face of the earth? It never happened. It never happened. We was always going to be a special people unto the Most High. That's why when we jump all the way to the top, to what's known as the New Testament, quote unquote, right? It's still speaking about the same thing: salvation for Israel, right? Now you might catch yourself saying, "Oh, John 3 and 16," but that's just you. That's just a lack of understanding. If one precept doesn't match up with the rest of the precepts, then you're reading it wrong. And when you understand John 3:16, which we're going to touch on in a minute, right? When you understand it, really it's talking about the house of Israel, because he was talking to Israel, right? Now, if I'm in a meeting, right, a business meeting, right, and we're talking finances and basically what the agenda, whatever agenda it is, I adjust to people and say, all of you are going to lose your jobs. Does that mean everyone in the known world is going to lose their jobs, or is it just those people I'm talking to? It's those people I'm talking to, because that's the people I'm addressing, and that's who I am talking to, right? Now, this is Deuteronomy 7:6. Again, it says, "For thou art a holy people unto the Most High, and to the Lord thy power," right? "And the Lord thy power hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all the people who are upon the face of the earth." All right. Now this is back in Isaiah the 14th and the 1st, and it says, "For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob." Right? Why is he going to have mercy on us? Because wages of sin is death. We went off on the Lord's statutes and commandments of the Most High. Technically, we were supposed to be. Well, he said he said basically when we went off on different laws and different this is, sorry, let me just bring it out. This is Deuteronomy the 28th and the 58th, right? It says, "If thou wilt not observe to do all the words of this law that are written in this book, that thou mayest fear the glorious and fearful name, the Lord thy power," right? "Then the Lord will make thy plagues wonderful," right? Well, some of those plagues, right, are people who's got high blood pressure and all kind of diseases, cancer, and so on and so forth, right? We're the main people who got all of those problems, arthritis, right? You get to about 60 years old, a black man really up a daggone hill, right? It says, then the Lord will make thy plagues wonderful, and the plagues of thy seed," right? So even our children are born with these plagues, right? It says, "even great plagues and of long continuance," right? So, like, you might have had, in the olden times, you might have had a plague, which, you put it into modern days terms, you might have been sick, but you would have been sick for a couple of days. You pray to the Most High, have some herbs, right? And you would have been all right after a couple of days. But now we got these plagues of long continuance. Some diseases you have for the whole rest of your life. You got cancer for your whole rest of your life. Now, little do you know, most of these diseases of long continuance can be resolved just by eating the right kind of fruit and the right kind of herbs, right? But like I say all the time, you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans are so hard-headed, right? You don't want to get the understanding, and he said, therefore, you don't want to get the healing. And really, when you look into that word healing, when it's talking about healing in the New Testament, right, it's talking about eating right and then getting yourself back up to scratch. It ain't talking about slapping you on your head and you're gonna be alright in the next day, man. Right? Of which we're gonna get that spiritual power. But right about now, that healing is talking about eating right and then getting your physical shape back in form. Right? Because the body that the Most High gave us is a beautiful thing. Right? It's got the capability of making any kind of medicine stronger and without the side effects than any drug that you can pull out of these stores. Right? You're just gonna put all the right components together. Where do you find those components? Vegetables, herbs, and so on and so forth. Spices and so on and so forth. Right? Says, even great plagues of long continuance, and so sickness and long continuance. Moreover, he will bring upon thee all the diseases of Egypt that thou wast afraid of, and they shall cleave unto thee. Right? And I'm going to jump down to the 68th verse. Right, this is the 68th verse, and it says, "The Lord shall bring thee back into Egypt again with ships." Right? So we was going back into captivity again with ships. Right? Because only one group of people went into captivity in ships. That was the house of Israel, right? Which is you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. But mainly it was the Negroes that were into captivity on ships. Right? The northern tribe, because the southern tribe had already gone to the so-called New World. Right? That's why Christopher Columbus brought Hebrew interpreters, because he knew the Hebrews were over there. Right? It says, by the way off I spake unto thee, thou shalt not see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and there shall no man buy you. Right? This is back in Isaiah the 14th and the 1st, and it says, "For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel." Right? He's going to have mercy upon us for the wickedness we did that led us into the captivities that we're in right now. and the diseases that we're in right now. He's going to have mercy on that. He's going to take us out of that state of enslavement and state of sickness, right? He's going to raise us up, and we're going to possess our own kingdom and have our own, our own possessions, right? It says, and set them in their own land, and strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave unto the house of Jacob, and the people shall take them and bring them to their own place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in their land, on the land of the Lord, for servants and handmaids, right? So we're going to take these heathens and we're going to possess them for servants and handmaids, right? That means to say we're going to be, like I brought up before, which is beautiful because, that was the precept I was looking for, and I just happened to land on it, right? That means to say we're going to possess these heathens as servants and handmaids, right? Just like how we are in a state of enslavement right now, we're going to put them in a state of enslavement right now or in the future, right? Pretty soon, really, because you can see this kingdom's coming down, right? The Lord said when you see these different things happening in different places, then shall you know that the kingdom of Most High is at hand, right? It says, and the people shall take them and bring them to their own place. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids, right? Like it says in Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, that we was going, we was gonna be their servants and handmaids, right? And like it says in Revelations, right? Reward her double, give unto her double, right? Like it says, Second Thessalonians. Bear with me, right there. Right, this is First Thessalonians 1:6. It's saying, seeing it is a righteous thing with the Lord to recompense tribulations to them that trouble you. Right? So it's a righteous thing for the Most High to deal with vengeance. Right? Because it's the balance of the world. Right? You do my people harm, I'm going to do you a lot more harm. Because they're my people. Because he's the Most High. Right? So the Most High basically put it in their spirit to put us in captivity. They're going to be put into captivity. Right? So that the Most High's word can be justified. So you know really that the Most High can do whatever he wants when you get down to the nitty gritty of it. Alright? Says, and the people shall, it's back in Isaiah 14:2. Right? And the people shall take them and bring them to their place. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids. And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were. Right? So we're going to take captives of whose captives they were. Now we're going to jump again. We're doing a lot of jumping today. A lot of jumping. This is Revelations, the 13th and the 9th verse. Right? It says, if any man have an ear, let him hear. Right? We all got ears out here. Right? If you got an ear, let him hear, but more so than that, this is talking about that spiritual ear, right? Because this is pertaining to the house of Israel, right? This is pertaining to us, right? It says, if any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. So here the Most High is saying, you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans have been led into captivity, right? Him that led you into captivity is going to have to go into captivity so that the Most High might, so that balance can be restored, right? Because the Most High said he deals with vengeance, right? He said it's a righteous thing. It's a righteous thing for him to see the tribulation that is brought upon you, right? To be returned to the people that he's brought it upon it, right? More so than that, he said, the Most High is slipping my mind right now. He said, the Most High is not mocked, right? Whatsoever a man reapeth, that shall also he whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. So if you sow if you sow slavery, that's what you're gonna reap, man. right? You put these people into slavery, these people are gonna put you into slavery. It's just that simple, right? It said, if any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the same. And that's our patience, that's our faith. That's what we're waiting for when the Most High raises up us. We put these people back into captivity because we're in a state of being in enslavement right now. And it's the worst captivity because the majority of you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans really think you're free, right? Why do you think you're free? Because you can go down to a JD Sports and buy your Adidas or your Nikes. You think you're free just because this man lets you watch your NBA, your NFL, right? Your baseball leagues and so on and so forth, right? But still at 9 o'clock every morning, you're still gonna be at work, right? You're still gonna pay rent, right? You're still gonna be in this disgusting kingdom, right? Because this kingdom ain't, they ain't nothing righteous about this kingdom. Ain't nothing free about this kingdom. Really, the Most High doesn't deal with freedom because he said in Daniel, right? He puts his what he wants to be fulfilled, right? You know, when deep sleep falleth upon men, right? That's when he puts his spirit into those people. That's when he gets them to do whatever he wants. Cause so ain't no freedom. First and foremost, freedom is an illusion of your mind, right? The Most High gets you to do what he wants you to do, right? That's why we can know prophecy. If there wasn't prophecy, right? If there is prophecy, how can you say there's freedom? The two cannot coexist. Because if you had freedom, you would have the freedom to omit that prophecy, right? So this man basically, he'll be able to omit the fact that he's gonna be put in slavery, right? If there was freedom, right, when the Most High set it up that that Jacob was gonna be above Esau, if you had freedom, you would have had the power to omit that. But you can't omit that because the Most High's word is basically the Most High's word is gonna come to pass, right? Right, this is back in Isaiah. I'm gonna call this one the last read. Yeah, it's all right anyway. Next chapter. Right, it says, and about the third breath, and it said, it shall come to pass in that day the Lord shall give thee rest from all thy sorrows. So the Most High is going to give you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans rest from all of our sorrows, right? Diseases, enslavement, and so on and so forth. Just being in this kingdom, the Most High is going to give us the rest from them, right? It says, and from thy hard bondage, wherein thou hast made to serve, right? So the Most High is going to give us, he's going to give us rest from this hard bondage that we've been made to serve, right? It says, that thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon, right? And say, how hath the oppressor ceased, and the golden city ceased, right? And the Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted, and none is hindered, right? The whole earth is at rest, and it is quiet, and they break forth in singing, right? Yea, the fir tree rejoice and see at thee, right? And let me see if any more meat in this I wanted to bring out. Now that's pretty much it on that. Right. Now I'm gonna jump to the 22nd verse, and it says, "For I'll raise up nation. I will raise up." Wait, hold on. Right, okay. We take it back from the 8th verse. Right, this is Isaiah 14:8, and it says, "Yea, the fir tree rejoices at thee, right, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no fellow has come up against us." Right, 9th verse, and it says, "Hell from beneath thee is moved for thee, to meet thee at thy coming, and it stirred up the dead for thee. For even all the chief ones of the earth it hath raised up for their throne, all the kings of the nations, and all they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou become as weak as we, and art thou become like unto us? Right? So when this man is going to be taken down, right, all these different nations, all these different heathenistic nations is going to basically look at Esau and say, man, have you become as weak as we are? Because you was on this high pedestal, like he's going to say, how that falling to the ground, or Lucifer coming from the Hebrew word light bearer, who's the one that beareth the light right now. Esau's the one that beareth the light right now, right? Quote unquote, right? He calls himself the Illuminati and so on and so forth, right? So you know, that's what he's, you know, he's associated with, right? It says, thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy boils, right? The worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. It says, how art thou fallen from heaven? How have you fallen from the high place? Right? Like I said before, the heaven, it just means, Shemayim just means waters, right? And we know on this earth there's only two states of existence. Either you're in a state of hell or in a state of heaven, right? You Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you're in a state of hell right now. And all of these heathens are in a state of heaven right now. Why? Because they're in a state of being able to do whatever they want to do, right? And like it says in the scriptures, Israel is the battle axe of the Most High, right? His weapon of judgment, basically, right? So we're not judging these heathens. That means to say they're doing whatever they want right now, right? But the Most High also said He's going to pick Israel. He's going to choose Israel above all the nations, right? So we're still going to be put back in that position of ruling and judging. And when we're back in that seat of ruling and judging, that's when, you know, that's when we're going to be in a state of being in heaven, and everyone else is going to be in a state of being in hell. So we're going to be putting hell on you so that these heathens act right, in accordance to the Lord's statutes and judgments of the Most High. Right? It says, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? Right? Lucifer just means light, bro. It says, and it's not talking about saying, this is talking about a man, and it's going to show you that. And it says, how art thou cut down to the ground, right? Which didst weaken the nations. For thou saidst in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven, and I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High, right? And I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north, and I will ascend I will ascend above the heights of the clouds, and I will be like the Most High. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pits. And they that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee, and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth tremble, and that did shake the kingdoms, right? So is this the man? So it goes to show you he's talking about a man in that particular verse, right? It says that made the world a wilderness, and destroyed the cities thereof. And who's going about destroying the cities and in all the, you know, all the different places, right? America, right? It says, all the kings of the nations, even all them, lie in glory, everyone in his own house. But thou art cast out of the grave like an abominable branch, and as the raiment of those that are slain, thrust through with the sword that go down to the stones of the pit, as a carcass trodden down underfoot, thou shalt be joined with them in burial, right? Because thou hast destroyed thy land and slain thy people, and the seed of evildoers. Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, right? That they do not raise up, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the earth with cities, right? That goes to show you that it's talking about a man, because Satan didn't come up into this place and have children, right? So that means to say, when it's talking about Lucifer, it's talking about a particular group of people that have, you know, that have basically made the land waste, because that's what it says in the scriptures, right? Right. So nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the road with cities. For I'll raise up against them, right? So, for I will raise up against them, saith the Lord of hosts, and cut off Babylon the name, and the remnant, and the son and nephew, right? And I'll also make it a possession for the bittern and the pools of water, and I will sweep it with the besom of destruction, right? Saith the Lord of hosts, right? And that's right. And the Lord of hosts hath sworn it, saying, surely as I have thought, so shall it come to pass. As I have purposed, so shall it stand, right? So that's, basically the gist of, today's nations, salvation to Israel, and destruction to this place, right? And with that said, we're going to say double honors to the elders, honors to your brothers that have been pushing this truth in sincerity, right? And we'll catch you on the next one, right? Shalom.